welcome to Nikra's Bullpen. I'm your host, Nick, and we're going to get right to it because yesterday and the day before was absolutely wicked. Okay, there we go. Here's my charts and my lines and all this craziness that you see, right? Like a wicked laser show, don't it? All right, so there right here is your OFMC, right? Or CPI, actually. This is CPI. Now, from what I understand, a lot of people sitting there on the tweets and whatnot, these little groups, they're saying, "Oh, we caught this move." I'm telling you right now, if you caught this, you're gambling. Because just as easy as this thing went up, she could have went down. Okay. Now, to get a better entry, right? You'd want to look at something more of wake up in the morning, right? You see this consolidation, so you're kind of hoping this all happened before, right? Or after the bell at least. Unfortunately, it did before the bell. But I'm seeing a lot of people get lucky on this, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they got lucky because of this over here. But let's just continue. Why is my mouse not showing? There it goes. So there we go. So right here, like people, everybody, me and my little community that we have here, we didn't trade, we didn't try to, we didn't do calls, we didn't overnight calls. Okay, what we did is we waited it out, and because we waited it out, it allowed us to be able to take this thing. And let me get back over here. Yeah, 5 minutes. There you go. 5 days, fine. It allowed us to be able to do certain things like right here, right? Based on my thesis from before, if you're in our community, you'll see that in the thesis it stated that we're going to test 410. Once we retest 410, there's your retest. Then if we can't stay or get above it, we're going to fall. Even when it's even over here, it still stayed valid. If we can't get over 410 and hold it above 410, okay, then we're going to start making our way back down. It could not hold 410. And sure enough, it came into the market, retested 410 on the market. Give you a more clear view of how she retested. Whoops. I guess I should have been a little bit ready for that one, huh? That's all right. There we go. This is not. This ain't working out well at all, is it? All right. Who cares? So anyway, so retested right here. So a lot of people in my community, we bought puts right here in this area. Once it got to 410, she kind of came down. This right here has this little bowing action, kind of like this right here, right? But it's in this little candle right here. So once it came up and retested here and then fell, we all got it. We all started getting on the puts right here because we said once it retests 410, and excuse me, and it also did a high, lower high before the drop. So a lot of us got in right here and be able to, and made a lot of money on the way down, following our process that we do, locking in profits along the way. I have two mentors, one in one niche, another one in a whole other niche, and both of them, right? Both of them are millionaire mentors. Both of them say the same thing that I even say to my own community: lock in profits. All right, so that's exactly what we did. We locked in profits along the way. But anyway, the point is that CPI gave all this, and come market open, it gave it all back. All right. So let me let's get out of that. So we come down, we come right here. All right. We consolidated throughout post-market, pre-market, leading up to here. All right. So now we're seeing that I'm seeing a lot of people buying calls because we come out the gate off the 200 SMA. That's what this little purple line is. It's our 200 SMA. She comes off the 200 SMA and keeps on rocking. I had calls here, okay? We do options here, and we'll show you how to play options. If you ever come join our community, we'll show you how to play options in the most safest manner possible, and it lowers your risk and maximizes your reward. It's actually very nice to know that you can get into a position and not have to worry about your options deteriorating on you because I will teach you exactly how to play them based on how they are and how they work. All right. It's no guessing game. There's no gambling. I'll show you an actual process that'll put you in the right place at the right time in options, and you'll be able to collect profit. 2R being the target. 2R being the sorry I had a brain fart. R being the I had a brain fart. Oh crap. two times your reward. Okay, so if you had risk to reward, so there's your 2R. So if you're putting like a 5 cent stop loss, you're going for 2R. You're going for 10 cents. All right. So if you're going to put a 10-cent stop loss, then you go for 20 cents. All right. That's what 2R is. So anyway, that's what an R is. Okay. Risk to reward ratio. If you do a 10-cent stop loss, you're going for a 10-cent target. That's 1R. So therefore, there you go. All right. So anyway, so we hit two. I had a brain fart. That's a horrible. Uh, so we bounced off the 200 SMA. We came up here close to 405, 405, right? We rejected down, come back up. Here's where a lot of people started buying 402 puts, okay? Because they're thinking she's just going to rip up and go back and retag 410 or even try to get all the way up to 416. In my previous video, I had, and it stated, if the news is good enough, if the catalyst is good enough, we could in fact get to 416.50 if it's good enough. All right. Apparently, it wasn't good enough because a lot of people were buying. All these people that are bulls and whatnot, they were looking to buy, and they bought in calls right here. And again, if you were in my community, you guys really should join my community. It's free, and for certain features anyway. But in the in the trading floor, I said it probably maybe. I'll be generous. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, maybe. Okay, maybe two, somewhere around there. You have to ask my people. I'm not trying to mislead anyone, but it was definitely before this happened. I flat out said that you will not see 416 today. All of a sudden, I hear my guys going, "Wait, what?" I told them, "You will not see 416 today." It was roughly around here. All right, so what is that before the drop? 142 to okay, so a little over 10 minutes. All right, because this is where I was this is where I was saying it. Um, you will not see 416 today, and they were surprised. And sure enough, the OFMC folks were coming up, stepping on stage, and bam, bam, just started just rocking downward. All right, and a couple of my folks actually are in other discords and whatnot, and they're seeing these people calling out, 402 calls, 402 calls, and their justification is, oh, you know the market, you know the risk. What? What? No, do not. If you are not sure, right? If you're not sure this thing's going to rip up or not, don't make a call saying 402 calls, it's going to rip, and then this thing just jerks back the other way, right? It just comes up here and just jerks back the other way, and then tell everybody you know the risk. It's part of trading. You should have your stop losses. Da da da. No, 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 no. Okay. I have a solid technical analysis of why this thing was not touching 416 once we got into the day. Now, yesterday, or the day before, right, when I was charting this out, I found a trend line that actually gave 416.50 a possibility. Okay, so that's what I go off of. I go off of trend lines that people don't look for. I end up finding. And somebody brought it up to me. Said, "Oh, somebody's saying it could get to 416.50." Well, I'm going to entertain the idea because it's very possible that it could get there. Why not? I play these things objectively. Me being biased was no, absolutely not. But I needed to entertain the idea to see if it's even possible. So I found a trend line right off the bat the day after, which was the previous day, the CPI day. I checked the day. I checked that, and again, you'll see it in my past video where it says the possibilities of how this was going to play out. My past video, and of course, based on my video, it stated there too. If we can't get over here, we're going to be dropping, and the catalyst has to be good enough in order to get up to 416. The catalyst wasn't good enough. Matter of fact, before they could even speak, this crap just dropped. All right, and if you really wanted to get in right here in this little area was the perfect spot to get in. Right there, all right, on this candle. It's rejecting the 200 SMA. How you play this properly? This is how we play it properly. We get here right there. All right, under that tail. That tail being 401.91 is where we would have got in. Okay. Well, let me say I say would have, but we did have. We got in. Here we go, right there. This whole move, right? I called our calls here. We was able to collect some calls here, but when I saw this wide range candle, okay, I saw this wide range candle. I says, look, if we're going down right here because we are rejecting based on my thesis from yesterday, if we keep rejecting right here, then let's go ahead and start putting our entries in. Let's play it correctly. Let's get under the tail of this candle right here, this wide range candle, and sure enough, we did. We got in right here. She chops up, starts coming, chops up, and then she finally starts making her way down. Okay, and this is our target. You see the lines. The line's already there. That was our target. We took what we're going for. Once we got from here to I think like here is profit target 2R. Okay, ain't that far. You ain't got to go far with how we do the process because we're locking in profits. We're locking in single gains as we go. All right. A lot of folks don't have you do that. They're trying to have you catch this whole thing. All right. No, we go for 2R, two times your risk reward. So basically about roughly right there. Now, once we get to right there, we keep pushing downward. Now we are just moving our stop losses as it goes. We're moving our stop loss, moving our stop loss. And of course, we probably would have got tagged out roughly about right here, and which is okay. All right. But a lot of us we play a little looser. All right, because once we lock into profit, we're roughly making around average about 200, 150 a day. Because there it is right there. We're making roughly between 200 to 150 a day average. Okay, so of course then it has this nice little pullback, rejecting on the 200 SMA, and then she pulls down again. Now, you can play this one or two ways. Play loose, right? And keep from getting out and getting stuck in this. Now, options plays this a lot different. Options, all right, the way this played out a lot better. Okay, it barely even got to the 200 SMA on our options. Did you know that options actually has a chart? Yes, we use option charts to chart out, find patterns to take our entries. So for those of you who don't know that there's a such thing as a options chart, you should look into it. They will help you trade options so much better. There's one little tidbit of the secret sauce that we do in our community. We use the option charts. We don't just look at the numbers to go blink, 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 blink. No, that's not a sufficient way of doing it. Can it work? Yes, I've done it before I started using option charts, but option charts just makes it that much more simplified. Okay, so if you notice also here you have a head and shoulders pattern. All right, head and shoulders pattern is also another great indicator. How do you play the head shoulders pattern? Well, you use the head to the right shoulder as the length of how far you want to go. Then you take the right shoulder to the left shoulder right here. Being here is your entry. Then this is how you take it down. Now, from here to here, right, from head to left shoulder is not the same length as here to here, but this line is still profit line. Okay, you're still locking in 2R. Once you lock into here, that's roughly about right there. You lock in 2R, she keeps on going. Once she hits this line, right, again, you'll see this on our other thesis. Once it hits that line, you take profit. All right. Now, on the other thesis from the past video, you also see that we have a line roughly around here, 340, 403.51, 403.45, whatever it was. It was roughly around right here. So that's why this was an entry point because it tapped our line for one of our zones. It tapped the zones. That means if you want to get in safely and not get, you see how big these candles are. You don't want to get wicked. You don't want to get shaken into this, and then it keeps ripping, and then you take a loss, right? You want to make sure you're under the possible trend move, and there you go. This one right here moved around, finally closed right here next to your entry, and then of course she continues going down. That's how we took it. That's how you can continue making money. All right. So now off over here. This is post market. How to consolidate post market. Here you go. She falls down. Comes down. Retests this line right here, 396. So, then now we're at 393.60s where we're kind of bouncing off right now. We're about 7 minutes into the market. At this moment, this video probably won't be public until like maybe 10 o'clock. So, but anyway, so this is how I'm seeing this play out, folks, before the market even starts. We had a gap down, all right, off of two big days. We had a gap down. So, like anything, I believe we're going to go ahead and we're going to reclaim that gap, all right. So there it is. The gap roughly is around 419. Is that where we closed at? Let's get right up on it, right? Let's really find out where do we close. 399.40 ish. Close 399.41. 399.41 is where it closed. So this is a possibility where we can actually gap up to get to where we're to continue pushing downwards. So how do you play this? Is that what you're asking me? How do you play this? Well, I'm not looking for the full gap up, okay? What I'm looking for is the fact that once we crossed over the 200 SMA, right, couldn't stay above it, fell under it, couldn't stay above it, fell under it, chopped on it, fell back under it. Here we are again, chopping up on it. Here's your first close to, but not, but no cigar retest of the 200 SMA. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the retest of 3904, 30. I'm sorry, 395.04. And if it rejects 395.04, we're going to start seeing, we're going to see 393.60. And then once it breaks 393.60, well, then of course the thesis will start taking place. Um, let's see if I can get you guys a little bit more. Here we go. She's a 20 dare. Look at all this craziness, right? There you go. There's the zones right there. Um, 393.60 is where we're at right now. See, but each line has a purpose. Each line have touch points, okay, in order to be able to find a more frequent area, it's going to stop, basically, all right? So 393.60 is where we're kind of nailing on right now. If it breaks 393.60 and breaks this ascending line of support, right? This line of support is from October 11th, 2022 at 355, and now it's all the way up to here. So we have not broken this support line yet. All right. So if we break the support line, this is the upward trend now failing. The upward trend failing once it breaks that trend line at 393.60, going to give us 392.28. As you see, 392.28 is right here, and it looks like we might get a good little bounce here. However, okay. However, if you notice, I'm watching each time frame. Watching each time frame. All right. However, do, 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 doop. Um, however, you got this long range candle at 1142 in range. You got this one, which is a wide range candle, right? Roughly around $9.19 range. So what I'm expecting this time, okay, is between a 3, 4, maybe $5 range, 650. That's all I'm looking for right here. Is that going to happen? We'll find out. But 393.30 right here on the 200 SMA, right? What I say. There you go. It's sitting right at one of our right near our lines. So the fact that we are already at 399, okay, because we're at 399 right now, is very possible, more than possible. We'll go from 399 to 330, 393.60, 393.30. That gives me my $6.50 range. This is the how I chart things out. All right, this is how I do it in the community. So right here, you see this one. All right, this is the big ascending line of resistance. This is a pattern, folks. This is called the falling peaks. This is why I was able to call it before it even got here, okay, that we weren't going to see 416. Also, how I was able to call it right here, that line is why I told me we weren't going to see it. All right. So I have real technical analysis that shows why we won't do certain things. So if you like what you see, you want to see more, please like and share and follow us along. Come join us in our community, our Discord. All of our socials are on the system here, and do us a favor. See how we play things out. Come read our thesis. Come read our trading journals. We have trading journals. A lot of people don't have trading journals. We do. We are very transparent. Wins, losses. Learn from your losses. Learn from your wins. Okay. So that's it for me. My name is Neeker. This is the Bullpen. Thank you for showing up. Like and share. You know how to do all this. Love you. Thank you. Peace.